So welcome to our Vespers service. We are glad to be here with you on the patio and glad to have you here with us. It's wonderful to see folks. And as I've been saying to a few of you as you come in, it's a little warmer than the last time we did this. So that's something, right? We're heading in the right direction. Yeah, I know, not a whole lot, just a little. Last time it looked a little bit like a, yes, anyway, so that's good. It's good to be with you. We're really glad you're here. And we're going to light our chalice with the words of Hermann Hesse. A longing to wander tears my heart when I hear trees rustling in the wind in the evening. If one listens to them silently for a long time, this longing reveals its kernel, its meaning. It is not so much a matter of escaping from one's suffering, though it may seem to be so. It is a longing for home, for a memory of loved ones, for new metaphors for life. Every path leads homeward, every step is birth, every step is death. Every experience is a new day. We are glad that you are here today, and just want to remind you that as we gather in this time where we're still waiting for everybody to be in the same situation of safety, we are asking folks to hum along, to clap along, to sway along, but not to sing along, because that's how we're going to keep everybody safe. So it's really easy to do it. And if you find yourself next to someone who is and has forgotten themselves, you can just wave at them and they will remember, because I found myself doing it earlier today. So we're very glad that you're here. Welcome. We're going to start with Laura.
I am broken, I am a shard. Life caught me looking and hit me hard. Tried to pick up the pieces and puzzle them back, but they scattered too wide and too far. Throw me into the sea, let the turbulent water tumble me, wear me down, and humble me. Smooth my sharp edges and I'll be reborn. I'll be somebody's treasure after the storm. The farther you're carried, the softer you get. So look for me high on the sand. But for now, leave me down at the water's edge. I'm close, but I'm not done yet. Throw me back to the sea, let the turbulent water tumble me, wear me down, and humble me. Smooth my sharp edges and I'll be reborn. I'll be somebody's treasure after the storm. And if by chance the tides pass me by or bury me deep in the ground, I'll accept my fate. I will wait and trust that time will tell me when I'm to be found. Throw me back to the sea, let the turbulent water tumble me, wear me down, and humble me. Smooth my sharp edges and I'll be reborn. I'll be somebody's treasure after the storm.
So somewhere near you, there should be a candle. And we are going to be our own chalice tonight. And go ahead and just light that light. It will not be particularly bright, but it's bright enough for you to see it. And I'm going to put one up here in our chalice. And then I would invite you, in the spirit of our gathering and our actually being here together, which is something that we have longed for and waited for many months, just to take a moment and look around and actually be present. We are not watching this on a screen. Some of us are, but not everybody. And wave to each other and say hello. Yeah. For those of you that are here. And for those of you that are at home, we want to say that we are really glad that you are with us as well. And we invite you to be present wherever you are as well. So take a moment and just actually notice what's around you. I'm noticing there's a bee in this flowering tree near me, in fact. So just take a moment to actually be present to this beautiful evening and our being together. We're really grateful to Laura and to Joe to be here to provide music with us, and we're going to have a song by Joe. And I really do invite you, those of you that are here and those of you that are home, to move, to sway, to hum. The moving and the swaying helps with the warming part for those of you that are here, so feel free. And we're going to have our first song by Joe, Abide With Me. So for our gathering words this evening, I invite you to perhaps look down at that candle in your hand or next to you and just think about some of the things that we bring in to this space together. These are our gathering words. We have been holding our desires at bay for fear that they would reveal loneliness to our overburdened hearts. We have been pickling tears and storing irritations under beds and behind bookshelves and even in the deep freeze of our worry. We have been the stewards of all the big broken wants and the shards of longings, clutching them in our anxious hands for all these months. We have been holding all the little bits that are broken off, all the corners and the tiniest sparkling pieces, hoping that they can be refastened with the glue of community. And here we are, with beloved faces around us, in the shelter of community where we can unburden and share the desires of our hearts. So if you're joining us at home today, I invite you to take a moment and see if there's something around you that you can write with or write on. And the theme for this evening is, what are the longings of our hearts? So as we go through this next part of our gathering tonight, I invite you to think about that. What are the longings of our hearts? And to think about what it is that we are now unburdening from our hearts that we perhaps have been keeping at that arm's length. These are our words of affirmation. And as I read each part of these words, I invite you, if you can affirm them, to just say yes quietly where you are, whether you're at home or whether you're here with us on the patio. Though we are only part of the circle, we gather with respect for the entirety of the arc of existence. Though even our weariness has exhausted itself, here we find a little gram of restoration and renewal. Within this community, we feed our love and our longing, giving it new names and new language. Here we hear the deepest desires of our hearts clear their voices and listen to those voices which have been less used in these long months through which we have traveled. So together, we have the courage, the strength, and the joy to name and listen to the longings of our hearts. Let's take this reflection into our next song.
thanks and praise, for all life is a gift that we are called to use to build the common good and make our own days glad. For needs which others serve, for services we give, for work and its rewards, for hours of rest and love, we come with praise and thanks for all that is our life. For sorrow we must bear, for failures, pain, and loss, for each new thing we learn, for fearful hours that pass, we come with praise and thanks for all that is our life.
We come with prayers and thanks. And I invite us today as we gather to take some time to listen to the deep asks of our hearts, which is another word for prayers. So join with me in that spirit for just a little while. And again, listen to the longings of your own heart in this time. Spirit of life, let us listen to the sound of the wind and be grateful. Let us feel the peace of this moment, the sanctuary of this space in this week in which there has been so much terrible to witness. Let us, together in this place, rise out of the shadow lives we have been living and truly know ourselves to be here. Let us feel the wind on our faces, and yes, the cold on our skins. Let us also feel the company of others, the ways we are together, both here in person and connected as we are wherever we may be. Let us feel the ways in which the longings and desires of our hearts are connected. Our hearts which are so strong and yet so fragile. In this time of hope and also time of loss, let us simply be present to all of this rough and tumble world around us, and all the beauty and tranquility, peace and promise that it offers. I'm going to invite you to take these words into a time of silence that we're going to share. And this is going to be the silence of being together, with its noises of rustling, of birds moving, of leaves rustling in the trees, and also the rustling of your own heart. And if something from the longings of your hearts comes to you, write it on something. And please do write it down. We're going to have a little time to share after our silence. So let's take a moment to rest in the longings of our hearts. I invite you to take a moment, and if you have something that you'd like to share with yourself and keep, you can write it down and put it in your pocket. And if there's something you'd be willing to share with the rest of us about the longings of your heart, then I invite you to put it on the paper and pass it to Indigo, who's going to collect them among us in our basket. And our response for this evening will be this one. We'll go ahead and try.
This circle holds us all.
We're kind of a liney circle for those of us here, but well, it's a metaphorical circle. So I will ask that we first sing this response. The longing of my heart is for those who are suffering and struggling with illness, that they may be strengthened and also released.
This circle holds us all.
To remember, to grieve, to build.
This circle holds us all.
For the sadness to pass.
This circle holds us all.
Here are some good longings of the heart for joy, frolicking, togetherness, earnest, loving acceptance.
This circle holds us all.
For hugs and singing together.
This circle holds us all.
For peace.
This circle holds us all.
For love that can overcome hate.
This circle holds us all.
Gathering for our delight. Migrator, great creator, shifter.
This circle holds us all.
And for those of you that are at home, we sent out a message earlier today asking that you go ahead and send those in today to Miranda, and we'll be doing that in the future. So if you want to participate in the future, please let us know. But let us just take into our hearts all of those unexpressed.
This circle holds us all.
And now, may we join together in these closing words. May we live forward into the deepest dreams of our hearts, and may we offer them to all in our path. Thank you all for being here. Is it possible to switch to this camera for a moment and show our folks, wave to everyone who's at home so they can see that you are here? And we look forward to when we are all able to be together, and it is wonderful to gather as we can. Please take some time to say hello to some people you know and you don't know, because that's how we build community. And let's take a moment to do something we can't do as easily virtually, which is say thank you to Laura and to Joe. So thank you very much. And also to Tristan and Indigo and Liam and Mark, who have made this possible technically. So we're really grateful to be here. Thank you.